for the playlist going strong in conversation with General VN Sharma, a former Chief of the Army Staff. Sir, my question to you is that once you became the Chief, took over as the Army Chief, the major, one of the major commitment for the Indian Army was in IPKF in Sri Lanka, and that had started during your predecessor's time, sir. Now, about the IPKF operations, your views as the Chief, sir.
Now, there are a lot of stories about the IPKF, especially in the press, Indian press, who are very antagonistic to the fact that India did out of India operations to a neighboring country, which according to the press, led by the Times of India and the statesmen and all these people, was something not to be done. Many people in Calcutta, for instance, when I was army commander there, and the IPKF operation started under General Sundarji, who was then the chief, and the air chief was the Anglican
La Fontaine.
La Fontaine. And Rajiv Gandhi decided to help the
Sri Lankan
LTTE run by Prabhakar, who had been pushed by the Sri Lankan army into Talai Manar Peninsula. Now, if you look at the map of Sri Lanka, there is the Adams Bridge, which Bhagwan Ramchandra ji was supposed to have crossed to capture Lanka and destroy Ravan, right? North of that, northeast of that, is a extension of Sri Lankan land called the Talai Manar Peninsula. This is northern Sri Lanka, which is cut off from the rest of Sri Lanka by a large amount of water bodies, partly sea, partly inland lakes and things like that, and there is only one major highway on the eastern coast called the Elephant Pass, through which people from central Sri Lanka can come into the northern Sri Lanka area, which was controlled by Prabhakaran of the LTTE, right? So now Rajiv Gandhi decided to send aircraft to drop supplies to the Talai Manar Peninsula, which had been cut off by the Sri Lankan army from the bottom, from the south, and Sri Lankan Navy had prevented any movement of assistance to the people of the LTT from India, from the gap of sea gaps between southeastern India and that place is just about 20 kilometers. You get onto a jerry can and float, empty jerry can, you can reach the other side, you see. And our Tamils are very good at that. So, supplies used to keep going there. So, the Sri Lankan Navy stopped that. Now, Rajiv Gandhi decided at that point of time that as a matter of human assistance to people who are starving, short of food and water, that I will do humanitarian supply drop. So he entered Sri Lankan airspace to drop supplies by AN-12 aircraft, you see. Water plus food plus milk plus packets sent down to Talai Manar Peninsula so that these people could survive. Now to support them, because Sri Lankan had some aircraft fighters in their air force, not very many, about 5 or 6, but to prevent them from shooting down these AN-12s, he had a air cover by
Indian Air Force.
MiG-21 aircraft and things like that, the fighter bombers, which are damn good, and so therefore Sri Lanka could do nothing about it. We did that. What was the deal? It's come out in so many papers, so many books have been written on the subject. Unfortunately, even Dixit, who was our Mani Dixit, was he became foreign secretary later, but he was our ambassador, a high commissioner in Sri Lanka. And when I was chief, he came to me that a very good Sri Lankan president called Jayavardhana had retired, and a nasty chap called Premadasa had come, and he was in cahoots with the entity that you and I can finish our war later, you Indians are going to karo. Get the Indians out of here. So he said, they got some 2 battalions of nasty people from JVP, which is the Southern Terrorist Organization of Sri Lanka. He's armed them, and he says, I can't control them, and they're going to come and scupper everyone in the IPKF headquarters. You see? Rather in the embassy, Indian embassy
Yes.
Buildings south in Colombo,
Yes.
next to the sea. So IPKF was already there. I took over command of the IPKF from Sundarji, and Amar Kalkat, Lieutenant General Amar Kalkat was the IPKF commander. He was located, his headquarters was located in Madras, but he was visiting every day there.
Yes.
And we had a large number of, we had 4 or 5 divisions worth of troops there. The jungle warfare was going on, everything was going on. Now these are terrorist people. To control a terrorism takes many years.
Yes.
You can't control terrorism in a matter of months.
Yes.
We can see that in Nagaland and Mizoram, Nagaland has got problems even today, and we've been at them since 1955-56. So, to control terrorism takes time.
Yes.
General Sundarji unfortunately felt that Rajiv Gandhi asked him that if I send in the army, because Prabhakaran has a deal with Rajiv Gandhi,
Yes.
that you support me, I am Tamil, I am Indian, against the Sinhalese, not realizing that the Sinhalese are also Indian. I may explain this. Sinhalese are Buddhist.
Yes.
They have come from the Santhal tribes of Orissa.
Yes.
So, you know, Orissa with the great port of Konarak
Yes.
had culture and trade from all over Southeast Asia. If you study that history, even up to China, Canton and all that, Indian ships used to go for that. So, Shoka the Great and even before him, huge trade used to go from Bihar and Orissa. And now many of these people, the Santhal tribes from East India,
Yes.
went by ship and found this golden island south of India and settled the southern part. And Tamils crossed the sea from the northern, like from Ravan's days,
Yes.
and settled the northern part. So jagda here is that basically
They're of
both,
Indian stock.
Huh?
The Indian stock.
both are
basically.
Indian stock.
Yes.
One is the Santhal tribes from there who are Buddhist,
Odisha
because
and-
Ashoka
yes,
the Great was
yes.
Buddhist. The Maurya Empire was
Yes.
all Buddhist.
Yes.
All right. So they are Buddhist, and these people are Hindu. What is the jhagda between Buddhism and Hinduism? They are
There's no tension
part
as
of the
such,
same
yes.
thing, really. But Prabhakaran became a terrorist. He wanted Tamil Elum. Now let me describe what Tamil Elum is,
Yes.
which the press knows nothing about, if I might say.
Yes.
Tamil Elum means that all Tamilian people, Muslim or Hindu, will belong to one state. Who are these people? Start with Lakshadweep Islands on the west,
Yes.
Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, southern part of Malaysia, and Surabaya of Indonesia,
It is.
and northern Sri Lanka and eastern Sri Lanka. This is Tamil Elum. It is going to be a country.
It's,
It has all the victuals and supplies that are available to run it. Tamil diaspora in America and Britain and Europe and all the people doing very well in life. They gave them plenty of money. We found, there's a photograph outside which I'll show you,
Yes.
where Amar Kalkat is showing me when I became chief, the fuses that they were using to blow up Indian tanks and Indian trucks. Those fuses are something which we don't have. We don't know anything about them. They are the top fuses made by American intelligence, which are available either in Israel or in America. Even Russia doesn't have it, Germany also doesn't have it.
that's
But
what
they had
we
it.
supplied to them.
Tamil
Yes.
Elum had it.
Yes.
So we wanted to know what were the fuses they were using, because such excellent methods of blowing up tanks and you know, the roads are slightly higher on a bund in Sri Lanka,
Yes.
Kacha road, because it floods all over the place, you see, in the rains.
Yes.
So where the bund is, they put a GI pipe
Yes.
under the road, see, which is full of explosives. Then they put this fuse, lead the fuse to a telephone
Yes.
under a tree about 30 yards away on one side, and he tells little bacha, you want to see some fireworks? He says, yes, I want to see fireworks.
Yes.
He says, when the tank comes across here or an Indian truck comes across here, press this button.
Yes.
So the bacha used to press the button, this thing go 15 feet high and come back and kill everybody. And the bacha thought it a very good firework. Who will you catch? See?
Yes. This is.
So this sort of technology, even we didn't have. So don't think it was an easy one.
Yes.
Now the question was, what was the relationship between Prabhakaran and Rajiv Gandhi.
Yes.
This is a political question. Also the books have been written on the subject. I can give you my view. Prabhakaran made himself under command of Rajiv Gandhi to start with. To say that I am an Indian, I am a Tamil, I will help you. I want a Tamil land there. And the Sri Lankans in those days were trying to push these Tamils out of northern Tamil. This question was during the British Raj. It starts from 1850, where the Sri Lankans were pressing on the Tamils to get the hell out of northern Sri Lanka and go back to Tamil land. See? But India did not, even from the British, did not expect large number of people to suddenly divert from northern Sri Lanka to come to Tamil Nadu, because Tamil Nadu population would increase so much, especially with people who have been thrown out of that place. After having 2-3 generations or 4 generations there, that will cause conflict inside Tamil Nadu.
So this was perhaps a blunder for India to have believed and helped Prabhakaran.
I believe so.
Yes.
I believe so.
Yes.
But Prabhakaran is a terrorist.
Yes.
Now, what I want to say here, that a terrorist need not be a bad man.
Yes.
He is a terrorist because he's got an aim to make his own country.
Yes. Once
he makes his own country, he may be a fully democratic leader, you never know.
Yes.
I can give you an example if you like.
Yes.
I don't know if you're prepared to hear that. Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister of India.
Yes.
One of the best Congress Prime Ministers that we have seen.
Yes.
When I was the Army Chief, he was Foreign Minister.
Yes.
Right? Therefore, he was in charge personally of the Sri Lankan operations, because Government of India had no idea, if I might say, of how to conduct an operation overseas. This is the first part. We have learnt a lot of lessons here. When you conduct a military operation, the person in charge must be the Defence Ministry, not the Foreign Ministry. But according to the book of rules of the Indian government, anything outside India is Foreign Ministry, not Defence Ministry. Defence Ministry is only for internal defence. So they gave charge to bureaucrats and External Affairs Minister who has no idea of how to conduct a battle. Because to conduct a battle, you have to understand how a military functions, Army, Navy or Air Force. And that is done after close coordination with the 3 chiefs. But Foreign Ministry had a combine of about 20 bureaucrats as advisors to the External Affairs Minister, and they make long discussions for 2 hours every day to what is to be done in Sri Lanka. None of them knew anything about operations. And none of them were prepared to serve in the areas occupied. According to the Book of Rules of India, if you occupy a territory outside, the administration and functioning and control of the civil population has to be done by the bureaucrats in the Government of India, not by the Army. Army is not trained to do administration of a public. For instance, we captured Jaffna.
So while the Defence Minister was K.C. Pant,
and
but it was Narasimha Rao as External Affairs.
And his bureaucrats knew nothing about the subject. And then he had a committee of secretaries, 15-20 of them, and the head of RNAW and the head of IG, to make a discussion for 2 hours, and the Army Chief had to attend every day. When I came, I said, sorry, I'm not wasting my time with you gentlemen, you know nothing. You make a huge discussion for 2 hours, there are no minutes, there are no directions. It's just a wild discussion. Everybody gives his views, there is no recording of minutes. I said, that isn't how the Army functions. You as representative of government, give me my orders. What do you expect me to do? No orders. So I said, I'll do my own. Huh?
So then pulling out was during your tenure, sir?
Now, going in, I must explain. Going into a country is damn easy. You take a whole lot of force and enter. Coming out is very difficult. Why? You notice what happened in Vietnam with the Americans. They took 10 years to come out from there. Because as your troops diminish in numbers, the hostile groups are there to
they come under pressure.
Yes.
And same happened in Afghanistan for the Americans.
Exactly. Americans have always run because they are fighting in other people's country for some idiotic idea. Right? They are not defending their own country. The defense of America lies in Europe and in West Asia, in East Asia. They don't want anyone to cross the Atlantic or to cross the Pacific. Okay? So their defense is there. So their army is going to other people's countries like the British Army. You remember when in World War II, the British Expeditionary Force fought against the German army, Rundstedt and Rommel and all that, who drove them to Dunkirk, where they evacuated, and Hitler stopped them from killing those people. He said, no, I want to make friends with England. So he allowed the British Expeditionary Force to evacuate from Dunkirk. It means the British have sent an army there when things get hot, they run.
Yes.
Withdrawal operation of war. When I was a Lieutenant Colonel, I removed the training, teaching of withdrawal operation of war in the Staff College.
Yes.
I was an instructor in Staff College. I said, out, we don't withdraw. We will fight to the last man on our border because these are our people, we have to protect them. British Army and American Army go to your land, and when things get hot, they run away and leave you in the hands of the enemy.
So the extrication was then,
so getting out from Sri Lanka was not easy. So we made a plan. I got to Nath Karni, the Navy, and Air Chief Marshal S.K. Mehra, very good friends. The thing with the three services is there was no Chief of Defence Staff in those days. It's a matter of personality. So everything is under the military. I mean, we are the boss. We've got the maximum force and the maximum armament. But the government of India, to downsize us, has made the Air Force Navy equal to us, despite the fact that our Air Force is about 1/4 of our size, and the Navy is about 1/20 of our size. But as far as the chiefs are concerned, they are all equal. So the chairman of the Chiefs of Staff Committee was Nath Karni from the Navy. And they were all 2-3 years junior to me. Because they become chiefs earlier, we become army commanders, take our time, and we have a retirement age. So you do hardly 2 years or 2 years, 4 months, and you have to retire as a chief. They do 3 years, see? All right. So they become chairman of the Chiefs of Staff Committee. But in the Chiefs of Staff Committee, the man with the stick is the army chairman. Right? Uske paas danda hai. So the question is, are these three gentlemen on speaking terms or they are not on speaking terms? Therefore, if the Defence Ministry wants to control the three service chiefs, they have to create dissension amongst them. So Nath Karni and S.K. Mehra and I became very good friends. We got to know each other's families. Every week, one of us used to invite the others with their family and children to dinner or something, so that we got to become very good friends. So once the three chiefs are friends, then you're like mukha, and we can do our thing. That's what we did. See? So that was the aspirin in Sri Lanka, the action of getting back. We made a plan. We moved a huge flotilla. We moved an aircraft carrier from which Rajiv Gandhi accepted straight away. From Bombay to Goa, no, from Goa to Cochin, put on board an infantry battalion, you see, and they went outside Colombo and did exercises. Because Premadasa had taken over by then, and he was in cahoots with the LTT and trying to threaten our ministry, ambassador, high commissioner, and his high commission staff. They took pistols. They said, you can't defend yourself against machine guns and mortars and artillery with the pistol. What do you do? I'll do something with you. So we sent word to Sri Lanka that we were landing a full division north of Sri Lanka. And then we marched to Sri Lanka with the division which had landed, plus the IPKF makes a division, and from Trincomalee we marched to Colombo. We capture Colombo to save you from the two horrible battalions that Premadasa had got together. And they really, Premadasa got the wind up. And this naval flotilla came, there was army on board, and he had those aircraft, what do they call? Vertical rise and vertical thing. I'm forgetting the name. It's out of use now. But they did exercises, you know, firing things. And we sent Amar Kalkat, the head of the IPK, to Premadasa's office. They got large windows facing the sea. You see these aircraft? If the JVP or terrorists come and threaten you, they can fire missiles straight through this window and kill the chap. So we realized that, you know, that it would be very difficult for us. See? So while that happened, I was very friendly with the Army and Navy and Air Force. And many of them have done our National Defence College and Staff College with us. And one of the Navy commanders had done the National Defence College with me. And we are friends. I am withdrawing the RPKF. But I want you three gentlemen to give me a proper send-off, to give the RPKF send-off in Trincomalee. Now Trincomalee is an excellent harbour. It's the best harbour in South Asia. Right? वहाँ मुझे अच्छा पार्टी पुटी दो, so you say goodbye to the RPKF, मैं निकालूँगा यहाँ से. But I said, if the LTT or anybody gets together to try and beat us up, because as our strength becomes less, I will conquer the whole of North Sri Lanka, including Colombo. Well, whole flotilla was standing by there to do that. We were ready to, with the whole division and with everything.
That worked.
Okay. So, इसका क्या lesson है?
Yes.
Coming out of a place is to have enough force to retake the whole place. You know, as I was removing the IPKF and I found that we are getting more attacks from the LTT and from even the Sri Lankan military,
Yes.
I put back a couple of battalions back. I said, नहीं जाएंगे.
Yes.
But there was another factor. In 1990, when Rajiv Gandhi lost his election in December,
Yes.
and VP Singh took over in December
Yes.
1989, right? There's a change of government.
Yes.
See? Pakistan took advantage of that. They moved both the armored divisions into forward areas.
Yes.
They had an exercise, exercise for the armored divisions 1 year earlier.
Yes.
You recollect that Sundarji had done brass tacks
Yes.
exercise. That was about 1987, 88. I took over in 88. Pakistan had brought forward his 2 armored divisions to oppose
Yes.
Sundarji in case he decides to
Yes.
cross the border, because we had the force. So now he never went back. He left his 2 armored divisions, one on the Ganganagar sector, Rahim Yar Khan and other areas facing the Indian Line, and the other in the northern sector,
Yes.
which is Jhelum and the
Right.
southern area of J&K road between Pathankot and Jammu. Uske niche he had an whole armored division standing there. So with that threat, since Indian Army had 5 or 6 divisions in Sri Lanka, he said he'd take advantage
Yes.
of that. See? So that was a threat. And because that threat was building up, at that time there was also talk that Pakistan has got the nuclear weapon
Yes.
and may use it against India. There was an American author who would like to write a book and make a lot of money by making all sorts of statements in the book. It was all bakwas.
Yes.
So I was asked, even as a chief, by the National
Security
Security
advisor.
Board,
Yes.
which are advisory board to the National Security Advisor. National Security Advisory Board, at that time there was Afsar Karim, military man. There was Subramaniam, the father of
Yes.
a very good friend of mine,
Yes.
Jai Shankar ka baap.
Ji.
So he was there, and they called me, when I was still the chief,
Yes.
to come back, that you didn't attack. I got the IPKF back.
Yes.
I retrained them for 3 months for land battle, because you're doing counter-insurgency
Yes.
there. Here to attack Pakistan, it's a land battle where you must know how air support and
Yes.
artillery support and how to advance and how to pakro the enemy.
Orientation.
You see?
Yes, sir.
So I gave them 2-3 months training, and I was ready to go into Pakistan. They got the wind up, let me tell you. And BP Singh made the change of government, but I asked BP Singh. BP Singh was an interesting character. Can I say something about him?
Yes.
Because he told me that I am the Gunda of Colonel Brown's school
Yes.
in Dehradun.
Okay.
Right from class 3 or 4, anything went wrong in any class, they say BP Singh is at fault.
Yes.
Okay, because he's the Gunda. He said, I just create problems for everybody, but I enjoy that.
Yes.
So I said, how did you become Prime Minister?
Yes.
Now what happened is Rajiv Gandhi went for election. He did not get the maximum votes
Yes.
that he had got after Indira Gandhi's death.
Yes.
That was a sympathy vote.
Yes.
He had 350 seats in parliament in the first election. Sympathy vote. Now after 5 years when he went for election, see, he got a largest party,
Yes.
but he did not get enough seats.
Simple majority.
He didn't get enough majority to run the government on
Yes.
Congress by themselves. So he said, I will not have a coalition.
Yes.
I'll go into opposition. It is a very good decision on his part, because I thought as leader of the opposition, he was doing a very good
Yes.
job. I said, 15 January, I invite all these gentlemen. So BP Singh also came, Rajiv Gandhi also came. He's a very humble man outside.
Yes.
He wouldn't come in front of all the people. So my wife and I saw him enter my garden
Yes.
from a distant area. So we went and met him and took him around. I said, look, all the VIPs are sitting on the dais. Why would you like to go and join them? He said, no, these are all the bosses. I don't want to go there. See, he's a very nice, humble human being, basically. And I told him, I said, if you have experience as leader of opposition, next time you come as Prime Minister, you'll be very good indeed.
Yes.
But as you know, he went to Chikmagalur or someplace and he got assassinated.
Yes, right.
That is a sad affair.
Yes, that's sad.
And who assassinated him? The same Prabhakar and the people,
Yes, sir.
LTT. Why? Because he did not lend them assistance
Yes.
as he had promised.
This was a very interesting inside account of the IPKF operations leading to their withdrawal, coming back to India. Be with us. We will continue this conversation with General VN Sharma.